It's all yours. Opening statement.
What a game! What an atmosphere! The folks of the city of Scranton are just unbelievable, and students, and it was a really fun game to be a part of, for me to coach, and you know, Scranton brought it. When they tied the game up in the second half, I knew it was going to take our team really to dig deep and find ways to get stops and keep composed, and I'm really proud of my team, and proud that we're heading back to the Final Four yet again, and great job by Scranton. That's a terrific team, and we knew we needed to play at our very best. You know, Roman and Payonk, and they're so tough, and but I thought our post players did a really good job defensively, and yeah, just came up with the plays we needed to come out on the right end. So like I said, just really proud of my team, and it was a total team effort, and us getting ready for this game and this weekend in such a great and difficult place to play was great, and they were really focused and knew just how much work had to go into it.
Coach, can you talk a little bit about that, the timeout right after they tied it, just kind of what was said, and you know, what the message was, because after that they missed their next 7 shots, and then that's when you guys obviously went on that run to regain the lead.
At first I was like, maybe I should have called this a little bit earlier than us them tying it. But just, you know, we play a lot of tight games being in the NESCAC. So we know that teams are gonna, you know, make runs, and we just needed to stay strong, stay composed, and just play possession by possession. We knew we needed to pick it up on the defensive end, and when our defense is strong and solid, it'll fuel our offense. And so I think we did a much better job of just taking away what they wanted to do, denying them harder on the perimeter, making them catch it, you know, outside of the 3-point line, so they couldn't see inside to Roman, and then yeah, just made some plays finally offensively. You know, fourth quarter is sometimes Baptista time, and it happens from time to time. We don't know when it's going to happen, but I'm glad it was, you know, on this stage.
Melissa, can you talk about Baptista time then? In particular, there, that one we all were talking. Kind of thought the key stretch of the game was you scored, missed a 3-point play, but got the offensive rebound, and that led to a 3-pointer. That little 25 points in that 20-second span just got you guys back on track. Just kind of talk a little bit about that sequence.
Yeah, so we just continued to stay composed. Getting off that offensive rebound was important. And Aldi just found me, just hit that 3. And then just staying in the passing lanes was important, and we just pushed it through and got the last thing up with.
You guys have talked a lot so far about staying composed. Does that come with having been at this stage before, or is there something a little different about this group of kids you got?
Yeah, I mean, I think the experience comes in handy. You know, most of our you know, players that get the most minutes have been here and have been to the Final Four, and so I think that experience can help you in games like this, and in gyms like this, and so I think it can take you a long way, and yeah, like I said, I think we just needed to just get the stops, you know, defensively, and that's, you know, we are a defensive team. That's who we'll always be. So it really came down to getting those stops.
It was kind of the same thing last night against Albright. I don't think you called a timeout, though. They went up 1 late in the third quarter. There was a little bit of a buzz in the gym. You guys scored the last 8 points. Is that, again, just falling back on that experience, that kind of thing? You know,
Yeah.
not panicking, not you know.
Panicking, yeah. And then just, you know, sometimes it's like just a click, and they get together, and maybe it was a huddle, or maybe it was just like looking at each other, and they know we now need to bring it up another level defensively. And I guess it's playing a lot together, and it's that experience, You know, our perimeter players are so important. You know, they're the first line of that defense. If they're putting on that pressure, it takes off the pressure from our post players, and I think that happened in both nights. And the leader of that is Lauren Dillon, who, you know, not a lot comes on the stat sheet, but she's our general defensively and, you know, offensively, and she was just another really solid game from her.
When Scranton tied it, what was the attitude on the floor? Was there any noticeable difference with you guys that you have to kind of huddle up and gather yourselves, or was it just kind of business as usual?
Yeah, I mean, in the NESCAC there's not that many bigger post players, so with Payonk and Roman, it was definitely a challenge. They were making us work really hard to post up on offense, and then it was really tough to get around on defense, making sure I was always moving. So they were definitely pushing us and making us work. But I mean, we just went into it knowing that we had to play our best and get a stop every time and then push it to get a score.
Did they do anything different defensively on you in the second half? Because I think you had 12 at the halftime at half, but you only wound up with 13. Were they shutting you down at all or doing something? And that obviously freed things up for Melissa a little bit, or did you notice anything like that?
I didn't really notice anything different. I think my energy was just a lot lower in the second half from working so much. Not on purpose. But I mean, yeah, she was really making me work on defense, which kind of made me a little bit slower on offense, I guess. But I mean, we were able to hit shots, which was making my job a lot easier in the second half.
Yeah, I do think they clogged up the lane a little bit more. And I do think that Michela, we needed her in there defensively. Usually we're like, we need you offensively, we need you to score your 20 points or 15 points, but today we needed her defensively. And if points came with that, great. But on the defensive end was most important.
Michela, is that the most physical post player you've played this year?
Probably. There's another girl in College who was pretty physical
Sure.
on offense.
Myrene Hines.
Myrene Hines, yeah. So she was kind of similar, but I think Roman was definitely a little more.
She was strong.
Yeah, she was
stronger.
stronger.
And better.
She had a few more moves, I think. So she's more like dynamic player. So that's harder to guard, I think.
And Coach, I thought a key stretch there also in the second quarter, Melissa picked up a foul. You sat her down, it was about 4 minutes left. And I wrote down in my notebook, this is where they go to Payonk. She had one shot in the next 4 minutes.
Yeah.
She made it, but that was it. They didn't even get her the ball. What happened there?
No, I mean, it's, we have other players that I think did a great job. I thought Kitty Hicks and Maura Folliard got in there and helped out defensively. We knew that she gets a lot of her points on the perimeter, not as big of a low post scoring threat like Roman, and so I think we talked about how important the pressure defense on the perimeter, and that included Payonk, that she's not going to get open looks and she's not going to be able to see inside to her teammate. So yeah, I mean, I think it was, like I said, a great team effort. We're used to Melissa being on the bench, with foul trouble, and she did a much better job in the second half. So we've been there before. We've been there before.
Anybody else? Good.
I've actually just got a fun question for you guys. You've talked about your foul trouble. Some of the Scranton players faced foul trouble. If you could have chosen one to foul out, who would have made it easiest for you guys?
I mean, personally, I wanted.
I think I know the answer to
that.
Expand a little bit?
Yeah.
When it goes in the post, it's almost like automatic. She's just that good, and you can tell by her field goal percentage. So
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm sure Michela has.
Yeah, I mean, once she got it, I just had to jump behind and hope for the best. I couldn't really try to block it because I would probably foul, but I'm trying my best. So if she fouled out, that would have been nice.